October 2010, Tony Elumelu, described as a 21st century philanthropist, set up the Tony Elumelu Foundation. Through its programs and activities, the foundation seeks to institutionalize luck and create an environment where entrepreneurship can flourish in a sustainable manner.
My vision was to help empower the
is knowing that if I give my word, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to just exceed expectations. I will blow out your mind when I'm delivering. Who are resilient and who believe in synergy, that I do not exist on my own, but there are other people within the space that I need to work with to deliver superior value. There also want people who believe in Africa.
The foundation had been doing a number of things. We had done what they call the AMIC program, where we were bringing students in business schools across the world to have some kind of experience in businesses, in small businesses in Africa. We've done several things. We make donations to the best students in certain disciplines in the universities.
In April 2014, Parminder Veer OBE was invited by Tony Elumelu to help structure the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. Parminder is an award-winning film and television producer, expert in media investments and emerging markets.
When I arrived, Mr. Elumelu was thinking that we should give $10,000 as a grant. So one of my first things was also to really change the mindset. Entrepreneurs don't need grants, they need investment. They need to know that you as an investor, an angel investor, a family or a friend are taking a risk with your capital in their enterprise. Yeah? So the word seed capital investment or a non-returnable seed capital investment was introduced. Entrepreneurship is teachable, learnable. I totally believe in that. What sustained me was the phenomenal network that I built. So networks are really, really critical. Information, quality information that's available, which is selected and curated. And also, obviously, funding, yeah, and mentoring. Mentoring is absolutely critical. So I guess I set about, leveraging my own experience as an entrepreneur and as a filmmaker to see how I could transfer those skills to designing the framework for the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. And what emerged after 10 months of doing that was the 7 pillars of TEEP.
The 7 pillars of TEEP provide a unique system of effective and intensive support for the startup. Having steered the development of a model for Pan-African, multilingual and sustainable program, Mr. Elumelu launched the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. He also declared 2015 as
I am committing $100 million to support the next generation of African entrepreneurs. The program represents a decade-long commitment to support 10,000 African entrepreneurs and startups. The program is open to entrepreneurs from all 54 African countries. Over the next 10 years, our goal is to generate 1 million jobs through these 10,000 businesses and to help contribute at least $10 billion across Africa through these businesses. We're not targeting any sector. We just want people who believe in themselves, who have ideas that can develop the continent. And so that was what drove us.
To ensure transparency and fairness, the foundation assembled an independent Pan-African selection committee, including established entrepreneurs. The foundation developed a clearly defined selection criteria against which the applications would be evaluated, including feasibility of the business idea, market opportunity, financial understanding, scalability, leadership and entrepreneurial skills. It engaged Accenture development partners to ensure transparent application selection process, vital for the integrity and credibility of the program.
What we wanted to do was to democratize luck and give people opportunity. You have ideas that can work, ideas that can develop Africa, come forward with the ideas.
It was a blind selection with no particular emphasis. We selected from 51 countries. So we have entrepreneurs now from 51 countries.
The announcement and telling people who won, when they were giving testimonies, some had a scream when they were though they were successful, it was a very interesting moment. The satisfaction, the excitement, the joy.
There are 25 industries that are represented, sectors that are represented in our program. The biggest of them is the agriculture. So a lot of young entrepreneurs, and our demographic on our program is 21 to 37. So it's a young demographic, yeah? They see agriculture as a real business opportunity. And they see that they can intervene in the supply chain, from farm to fork.
In April 2015, the selected 1,000 entrepreneurs embarked on the 7 pillars of TEEP, starting with a 12-week training program.
Badly needed in Africa, and that's what the foundation is all about.
The 12-week training program was supplemented by the Theory Way, an entrepreneur's handbook for success. It proved to be a great resource and essential reading for entrepreneurs before they joined TEEP Bootcamp, which is the physical manifestation of the 7 pillars of TEEP. The Tony Elumelu entrepreneurs traveled across Africa from Casablanca, Cape Town, Dakar, Nairobi to Nigeria, creating an unprecedented gathering of African entrepreneurs from 51 African countries.
Each and every one of them, their stories are different yet inspiring.
One essence was to bring people together so they could see themselves live. They had been forming relationships on the online platform. They had been meeting offline at some meetups that had been taking place around Africa. But now bringing them together created such a synergy and an energy that we think would increase inter-African trade, would increase sharing of ideas.
The beauty of bootcamp was that you didn't quite know who was who. So a lot of us wore TEEP t-shirts. So whether you're a journalist, whether you're working or you're an entrepreneur, and so it really enables interaction.
The program included interactive sessions with successful entrepreneurs, inspirational speakers, business and political leaders.
We are here supporting and enabling and empowering entrepreneurs. Failure for you is not an option.
For Africa does not need a renaissance or merely to rise in order to achieve her potential. She requires nothing short of a revolution. And you, the entrepreneurs.
When there's no disparity between African knowledge and the knowledge of the world, you're standing at a time where coming together as African entrepreneurs, you are in the place one of the largest growths is emerging in the world. But the critical thing I want to say to you is that you are the first generation that's going to understand this, that modernization does not have to be westernization, that you have the capacity inside you as Africans to compete with the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, we also have the founder of the Tony Elumelu Foundation and chairman of Harris Holdings, Mr. Tony Elumelu, CON.
The highlight of the TEEP bootcamp was a surprise appearance from the Vice President of Nigeria, the Prime Minister of Benin Republic, and the Governor of Kaduna State, who all spoke on the importance of supporting entrepreneurship across Africa.
As you pursue your ideas, when someone says, "This is impossible," reply with 2 sentences. 1, nothing is impossible. 2, impossible only takes longer.
With your values, creative values, and this conviction that people is everything, more important than capital, people and their knowledge, people and their ambition. I have not a dream. I have not an expectation. I have a certainty that you are the winners.
Tony Elumelu's initiative goes beyond creating entrepreneurs. He has shown by this project that social entrepreneurs, that is, creating opportunities for others using commercial methods and strategies, is fundamental to development. I want to charge you all, in your own little ways, to become like little Elumelus, doing your own bit to create opportunities for others. Africa indeed today.
Entrepreneurs then listened to women private sector leaders.
But my mom was a widow and I wanted to help her, and that led me into entertainment. I thought to myself, this could be powerful. And within our local community, I saw how much people actually respected me. And I was just 16 years old. And so the first thing that hit me is this: whatever you do in life, as long as you do it well, you do it diligently, and you're very focused, people would actually come to respect you for it.
The white gaps are those spaces in our society that exist, that need to be filled, and it's about making sure that your passion and your purpose meets with the white gap that you've identified.
I think as an entrepreneur, cash flow is king. And the way I say it is revenue first before cost. Make sure you know how you're going to make the money before you incur the cost.
You need to build your personal brand. That's the essence of you. Your character, integrity, your core values. Guard your reputation.
You could see from questions I was getting after the session, and a lot of emails I've gotten after that, it points to that the problem of being able to understand how best to source for financing is one major problem for many of the entrepreneurs. Just focus on creating value, because anytime you focus on creating value, you're attracting capital.
And for 2 hours, Tony Elumelu took the stage to engage with the entrepreneurs, answer their burning questions and make introductions.